Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are not a subscriber yet, and also give me a thumbs up if you so inclined. I would appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilo.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. The biggest news I can think of so far was actually demanding that the news media sign papers, some kind of contract. Well, it's a form of contract, really, uh, making sure they do not publish anything without approval of the of DoD or the Pentagon. This is going to create a lot of problems. He actually is trying to basically cover up his missteps, among other things, his shortcomings. I don't think that's going to work. And the other thing is, guys, do you remember I told you early 2024, dictators, they surround themselves with, people who are not qualified to be in the positions that they are in. And that is so that they can manipulate them, and they give them lists of things they should do. And also, they have to be able to read what the dear leader wants. That's the way they did it in Haiti. And Akshat is doing the same thing now. And the way he went about firing military attorneys, okay, so he can do things his way and basically trying to please Trump because he has made so many missteps. According to report, he was not looking very good in Trump's eyes and others in the White House. I feel this is a recipe, intuitively, this is a recipe for disaster because this is not going to last forever. They think it will. They are creating environments for the perpetuation of Republicans being in government forever. But you know something? The other mistake they're making, regardless, even if it's not immediately a Republican president, okay, the person who basically the people in power like Leonard Leo and company, the Heritage Foundation, because they are going to be on top nominating who should be in charge. You don't know basically what this person is going to do. That's the variable. And if the person decides to revert back to the way we were as opposed to continuing the dictatorship, it's going to be a battle. But that will short out all those efforts they put into changing the system into a dictatorship. I hope I'm making sense. Right now, they want to change everything into a unitary presidency. A Republican who believes he's a conservative. He's not into all that unitary presidency and that kind of stuff. He believes in democracy. That's basically what I'm trying to say. That's going to happen intuitively, I feel. Okay? Someone will serve the balance of Trump's. That's one of you. Hi, this is Milo. It's low. It seems like there may be a problem with my sound. Let me make sure. Bear with me, friends. Yep. Got it. Fixed, I hope. Sorry about that. Microsoft is making changes again. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, yes. So whether it's a Democrat who follows or a Republican, it's not going to stay like this. And that's when the chicken is going to come back to roost. it's not going to be a pretty sight. So all these people who are sycophants and acting and zealots, I've seen them in Haiti. They've caused many deaths, okay, for no reason. That's what Exit is doing. I don't feel it's going to work. It's going to backfire on him and everything and everyone around him. That's another person I feel that's going to take some people to prison with him. More than one, maybe less than 10. Okay? But some of his initiatives at the Pentagon is going to backfire terribly on him. That's my prediction. And as we know, Jack Smith is going to, he's been subpoenaed, if I'm not mistaken. Jim Jordan subpoenaed him or demand that he comes to testify in front of Congress. You know, I don't know how many of you watched, I saw clips of him being interviewed by someone from MSNBC. I don't remember his name right now. But this guy, Smith, is nobody to play with. I mean, when I say that, I don't mean any threatening, physical threatening manner. But this guy, intuitively, I feel when I was focusing on the type of person that he is, he believes in American democracy. He believes in doing things the right way. And intuitively, I don't think it's very short-sighted on Jim Jordan's part, subpoenaing him to testify, because he's not going to pull punches, and intuitively, that's what I feel, okay? He's going to tell the truth, and I don't think Jim Jordan is going to like it very much. And Republicans behind the scenes that are, you know, they hate Trump in front of the camera. He's God's gift to humanity. These people, they're going to find themselves not in a very good place if they grill Jack Smith the way they usually do, trying to make people look bad. It's going to backfire. That's my prediction. But Jack Smith is not going to take any prisoners. And intuitively, I feel he knows that case. As I was looking at him being interviewed, but I believe it's Weinstein is his name, from MSNBC. In fact, he used to work for, and he used to work for DOJ as well. But anyway, while he was being interviewed and I was focusing on him, he has his facts cold. He knows the case. So if Jim Jordan thinks he's going to bring him up there to embarrass him and make Democrats or whoever he did decide they're going to make look bad, I have news for him and those who are hoping. It's not going to work. That's my prediction. And, you know, a while back, I mentioned, I'm moving on to the next topic, okay, the cartels that, according to news reports, they are putting bounties on people's heads. I am not surprised, and I believe I alluded to that, okay, because it's not something you want to start. It's not because you're afraid of them. You know what I mean? But there is no reason to go and stick your finger into, you know, a bee's nest, you know, for no reason. If they're doing the wrong thing, they're selling drugs or shipping drugs to this country, you go after them. But what's going on is the way those agents are running around arresting brown-skinned people. And that's what I have been saying, the energy that they are creating, okay, the amount of violence, we haven't seen it yet. Right now, they are talking about the cartels so far, okay? And I mentioned some of those people, they're going to become angry enough to start taking their own initiatives. And that's what I meant by Stephen Miller and Company at creating bad energy. Now, how far do they think this is going to go? Tit for tat, okay? You don't know who they are and all of them. Yes, they know the head of all those, I don't know how many cartels they are, okay? Those drug cartels, I don't know. But intuitively, they can create so much carnage. And that's why I was telling you guys, I am concerned about our territory, our country. Because on top of those guys being unhappy and looking for revenge, because you may hurt somebody that's dear to them, close to them, okay? You start new violence. Now, how is that going to reflect on the Trump regime, if you will? The violence that can explode throughout this country if they continue on this road. This is not heading in the right direction, in a good direction, I should say, because they don't seem to think whether they are doing the right or the wrong thing. They just want, I'm talking about Stephen Miller and Company, they're just going to act on whatever it is they feel like acting on without thinking of the ramifications. But I was talking about, I didn't mention the cartels. I didn't basically say cartels. According to what I hear, the cartels are putting boundaries on people. The thing is, it's going to be very difficult to stop. That's my prediction, and we don't know how far this is going to go. And my other concern is it's going to be difficult to control. And how do you stop it? They're not thinking intuitively. This is going to be crazy if things continue the way they are. And according to report, Trump decided he's going to go after New York City and Boston. How far are they going to go? You see, that's what I don't think Trump and Miller and Company don't understand. How many fronts are you going to fight? Can you control all those things? No. Many millions of people, regardless of whether they are armed or not, they're going to be, people without arms because they're going to be protesters, just like in Chicago. Those people are not armed. How are you going to solve that? This is not heading anywhere good. Yes, intuitively I feel, the minute Trump said it, it's because Stephen Miller is telling him, we got to take the next step. And do you guys remember I told you Yavin, okay, was complaining they were not moving fast enough, and those big poobahs behind the scenes, they are getting nervous and looking for third countries to go to. And that's why intuitively I feel, like I said, none of those people are operating in a silo. There is communications and who's feeling what, So Miller wants to step on the gas. As we know, he manipulates Trump very well. He knows Trump. I've said that months ago. Okay, and now some journalists, some outlets, media outlets, are beginning to say what I have said months ago. Those of you who have been with me a while, you will remember I said that. He knows Trump very well. He knows how to push his buttons. He knows what makes him ticks. And how he gets Trump to do what he wants. And that's why now Trump is beginning to, not that, it's not on their plans to go after New York, Boston, I'm saying Boston, Massachusetts, okay? I'm sure they're going to go to Jersey as well, among other places. But when you have never been to the military, or you have no understanding of conflicts, this is the quagmire and the mistake they are making. And actually, it's not going to be able to help them. Let's put it this way. Let's say, for example, actually has his way, and they start mowing down thousands and thousands of people, killing thousands and thousands of people. It's not going to stop people. In fact, it's going to make it worse. Do they have a plan? No. Actually, it's just acting so he can look good in the eyes of the boss. He's making major mistakes. He's digging the hole deeper for himself. And at the right time, there won't be any place to run. I've seen this before. It doesn't end well. And that's what Eggshit, just to please Trump, whatever you want. Those zealots I told you about over a year and a half ago, we are watching it unfold. I'm predicting to you where this is going to go for Eggshit and others who are executing Miller's plans. It's going to fail. Unfortunately, they may kill a lot of people in the process. Because, I've never really focused on Eggshit. Okay? As we know, everything with him is toughness. You got to be tough, you got to do this, you got to do that. And yes, without thinking of the ramification, the alcohol burn all those brain cells that, forces you to, is this the right move? Should I or shouldn't I? He's going to do it. And it's going to backfire. And totally, I feel, by the time this is over, a lot of those grand poobahs, Eggshit, Noam, and company, they're going to be looking for places to run to, places to hide from the law, and maybe the cartels as well. Okay? They're not going to find many places. Well, they can go to Russia. Putin will send them to the front line if the war is still on. Okay? Because according to what I hear, I'm not going to branch in that direction, but the military is not very happy with their situations over there. But that's why I said, if the war is still going on, maybe let me tell you, she's not going to take them. She wants nothing to do with any of those people that are in charge right now. That may be Orban, but Orban's situation intuitively, I feel, if he lasts another 2 years, he's lucky. I don't think it's 2 months. I'm getting the number 2. If Orban lasts another 2 years, let's put it this way, within the next 2 years, Orban will be thrown out. Yes. And so that door will be closed to them. They're not going to be able to get away. A lot of them are going to be behind bars for abusing their power and for basically murder. Yes. But what do I know? I'm only a psychic. Let's see what happens. But that's my prediction. A lot of those people, just like you hear Yavin wondering, whether he should run or not. Let's see what happens after Saturday, how these people feel. Because if what I am getting intuitively, the way this protest is going to unfold, and you know something else that's beginning to happen, the news media is beginning to get tired of the way they are being treated, the way this administration is trying to control everything, the way they are decimating or destroying the country. That's going to be another situation that's not going to work for them. Meaning, and investigative journalists are going to be very busy digging up information, what they are up to, whether they are in the Pentagon or not. It's not going to matter, because what is coming, and within the next 6 months, people who work in the Pentagon, there is going to be a break. Okay? The minority who support the regime, the majority who love their country, good citizens who are going to stand up and do the right thing for America. Because there is an energy that's bubbling up. It's about America doing the right thing for our country. It's percolating up. And that's what's going to guide and strengthen the resolve of a lot of people in government and outside of government to save this country. And let me tell you, Akshay can do all he wants. He's not going to be able to solve or plug all the holes to prevent people from knowing what they are up to. And like I said before, this is not going to end anywhere good for everyone and this administration who has done anything, either broke the law, anything criminal. Yeah, that's what's coming. But actually, and a lot of people in this administration, they're not going to find too many safe harbors. Like I said, Harbat too. Harbat, he's going to have some blowback too at the right time. That guy in Hungary, okay? He's the only, that's one of the few places they may have to go, but I don't feel it's going to be there for them. The same thing in Russia. It's too scary. And Putin, that's when they'll find out who Putin really is, if they were to go to Russia. The Caribbeans, wrong place. Too easy to get to you. They're not thinking. This is not going to end well, unfortunately, for us, because basically they have upended our lives. I know Trump is saying to everybody the economy is doing well, but that's not what I'm living. When I go to the supermarket, oh my God, it's a shocker. So, and that's another situation they have coming. The American, I'm not, the other fear, and I've mentioned it before, I'm not going to dwell on it, is some agents stumbling on people who are armed. I'm giving you examples. That's not one of my fears. Okay? But the peaceful protests that they are going to face. And something else, I mentioned it yesterday or the day before yesterday. They are standing in quicksands when it comes to FBI and every other agency, security agency in the government. That include the National Guard. I would not put my hopes too high on all those people because they are not happy. So Akshay can do all he wants. And somebody said, I couldn't disagree more. Somebody posted something in a comment this morning that they have the military in their back pocket. No, they don't. It's not that the military wants to take side. The military, intuitively I feel, will have no choice. They have bled, lost friends, relatives in wars for democracy. They will not walk away and let someone else kill it. That's the easiest way I can put it. When I focus on the military's collective, yeah, there are going to be a few magas. Okay? But a lot of them feel this is their turn to stand up and save democracy. And they'll do it. That's why I'm saying, when I was talking about Akshay, okay, he's not going to be able to plug all the holes. He's not going to be able to keep anything secret. He doesn't have the brain power or even people around him. They're a bunch of zealots. Okay? They're going to make mistakes. They're going to mess up. They're incompetent at what they do because they're there because they're loyal to one person. Yeah. This is a recipe for disaster. And that's where it's heading. It's going to affect us, but we will bounce back. But let this be a lesson for it and for the future. Anyone who thinks you can do something like this in this country, it's not going to work. It may for a little while, as it is going right now. They feel so ambitious. Oh, I don't know how many of you heard of a department or some kind of, one second, I'll tell you the name of NSPM. It's an agency in the government that's collecting, information about supposedly organizations like Antifa, which is not an organization. It's a whole anyway, you guys will know it's not an organization, but they can pick people's name up, they put you in different cans, okay, with label on them, subversive, anti-democratic, all kinds of stuff. And if they don't like you, okay, they put you in one of those buckets, all right? They investigate you, they can make your life miserable. That's what I was watching it on Midas Touch this morning. They have a video that came out, and you will see part of the title reads, one second, NSPM. And NSPM is an executive order by Trump. So it's like, and also they were explaining how, because of the Akshay can't use the military to do everything. So they're going to use, according to that journalist, the Joint Terrorism Task Force to do some of the biddings for them. Okay? I don't think that's going to work either, intuitively. Okay? But I thought I wrote it down so I could mention it to everybody. That's another disastrous thing that they are doing. It's just like MacArthur. MacArthur had a list of people, innocent people who were not, they weren't doing anything harmful to the government or anyone, but they found themselves on that list. And this time it's more efficient. It's even more elaborate because they're using computers to do all those things, to sift through everything on the internet. I'm sure they're looking for keywords. Okay, if you say ICE, they have applications that will look and siphon everything that has ICE on it. You know what I mean? So, but the reason why I'm mentioning it, it's going to flop too. You can only, I mean, millions, as I was listening to the gentleman explaining, I'm telling you, it's on Midas Touch it. So if you guys, because I don't have, it took him at least a half hour to explain the whole thing. And this show is a half hour long, so I don't have to, I'm giving you the gist of it, okay? It's an entity created by this administration, okay? In order for them to put different people in buckets, they're going to have millions and millions and millions of people. How are they going to do this? How are they going to manage it? But that's what they're doing. It's going to fail. Yeah, it makes them feel good. We can control situations. Like I said a long time ago, beginning of this year, I saw Musk on the tower, you know, like in a large room with screens, and they're controlling people, and it's happening. Palantir and company. So this is another arm of that situation. But this one is too, do you guys remember I told you, at the time when I was explaining it, it felt like they can target anyone. They can turn off, cancel your banking system, or go over your IRS, all kinds of stuff. You know, your tax document, all kinds of stuff. Okay, that's what. Thank you very much, Janice Smith, for generosity in the super chat. I appreciate it. Janice says you're amazing. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate it. Yes. So that's what they're going to do, and that's what they're going to have more. They have other entities that we are not aware of. Okay, but at the time when I was explaining it, I was giving it the best I could intuitively, you know. So, but I wasn't surprised when I saw that organization that they have, our agency, governmental agency, okay? It looks good, okay? They're going to keep some of them busy controlling everything. They're going to siphon up a whole bunch of innocent people who not doing anything. You know, from what I understand, Noam declared that she arrested the creator of Antifa. They arrested his girlfriend or something like that. They are destroying their reputation as well. Even in court, when they go to court, the judges don't believe them, anything they say anymore. Like this morning, according to, I was watching the news on TV, there is a young lady and her boyfriend who were arrested. She was shot 5 times. They accuse her of hitting an ice truck and come to, they come, according to the video that was released of the accident, ice hit her car. She didn't hit their car. But they didn't stop them to say it was her fault, and that's why they shot her. So these are the type of things. They're going to lose all credibility. They have lost credibility already, and it's only going to grow. That's my prediction. And that's why I put Noam's name and the title. When this is over, where are they going to run to? My friends, as I'm saying this, I'm seeing a whole bunch of rats. You know, have you ever gone into a basement or someplace where they have, you know, rodents? You turn the light and all of a sudden they're all looking for their way out or a place to hide. That's what I'm seeing as I said that. Not a good thing. Let's see what happens. But those different tentacles that they're creating, arms of the government or agencies, whatever they want to call it, they're going to be dismantled by the next administration. I'm not talking about Vance. I'm talking after Vance. Post this Republican era trying to destroy the country. Get yourselves ready to laugh, because some of it is going to be pretty funny. And the way they're going to go about denying everything, blaming Trump, They had to do it. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my idea. The boss said so. Yeah. I have a story. I was watching a video of a Haitian guy this morning who was recounting. He was among 5 people. They were arrested to be executed. They killed 4 of them. He survived. How it happened, I will explain it either to you tomorrow or sometime soon. But this, I was thinking about what we are experiencing today in this country. I was watching that video. I'm like, that's where we're heading. Okay, I mean, he was an activist. He was engaged in a lot of stuff, but that's no reason to drop somebody alive in the sea. They tied they bound their feet, their hands, put tapes around their mouth, and he said they just dropped them in the sea, alive. Okay. Let's see what happens. But my friend, it's gonna fail. But I'll tell you that story tomorrow, and I will tell you how that's the direction we're heading, okay, and how it applies to where we are today. But now we are out of time. Sorry. Yikes. Okay. I'm looking for a question. We need to focus on education, not indoctrination. Exactly. So this never happens again. That's a very good, I agree with you, Deborah Fleeson. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Oops. Whitney Mulhauser says military has families on Social Security and veterans benefit, and they know that they will live on government benefits. Oh yeah, but if you're talking about the administration, they don't care. If you notice, all of them are billionaires. They have no understanding of what we go through. I mean, they were probably, I mean, I don't know any of them, so their background. So they probably left the, go to work every day to earn money, surviving paycheck to paycheck. So that's foreign to them now. After 10 or 20 years of making a lot of money, however they go about doing it, you can no longer understand the lives of others because, you run people like yourself. And that's what's happening around Trump. These people have no idea. Just like that guy, Secretary of Commerce, Lutnick, who said that, who gave a comparison of his 90-something year old mother-in-law who wouldn't complain if she doesn't get her check. Obviously, it's someone who has no idea about how the rest of us live. So, but anyway, let's see what happens. Adrian Lovell says, they may just be better off in a jail cell than going to other countries. Yeah, I agree with you. And that's for a lot of reasons. So you have a very good point there. But a lot of them are going to be just like Yalvin. I was shocked, but I wasn't surprised when I heard the other day that Yalvin was looking for a country to go to. He created, he's the father of this unitary presidency, dictatorship stuff. And now he's looking for a place to run to. Imagine that. Okay, Raymond Di Pasquale says, Maga, you are on notice that F-45's failing health is doomed for them. Yeah, absolutely. Raymond DiPasquale again, I think. Yeah, I said, they made healthcare a commodity, education a debt trap. Yes, I never thought about that. That's interesting. And housing a speculation market. Yeah, they told you that poverty is a personal failing. Yeah, they privatized survival and called it freedom. Oh, Michelle CC, I've never heard of that one. That's pretty good. Yes. This is interesting. I like this. All right, friends. Catherine Gilbert is asking, I'm sorry, what day does Milo take personal questions? I've forgotten. It's Monday evening and Saturday evening. Mondays from 8 to 8:30. Saturday evening from 7 to 7:30, 7:45. Okay? That's when I do short readings. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilo.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you text me and you need me in a hurry, feel free to call me, okay? Because I'm always doing something, and I'm the only person doing this. I have my hands full, and sometimes when I'm tired mentally, I can't do anything. I'm just trying to figure out what to talk about next or meditate with my eyes open, So please feel free to call me if you text me and you don't hear from me. And please subscribe if you like the channel. And also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. That would help, hopefully, let the algorithm know that this has some value, and it will keep feeding it into people's feed. It will keep placing, the video into people's feed. More people will see it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So please help. I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.